And this ain't financial advice. Ethereum maxis are out in full effect. Cardano denial syndrome is a real thing. You know, it's like every single day we keep experiencing more bullish, positive Cardano news. And Ethereum maxis, they're like little kids. They're like little kids going, la 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 la, not happening. This is not happening. Ethereum is the only way. La 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 la. Until one day, they're gonna just convert the whole entire Ethereum blockchain onto Cardano, probably. So what do we have? Oh, if you're new to the channel, I want to introduce you to Nerd Stake Pool. If you don't already know, Nerd Stake Pool, I just want to say thank you to all the people who delegated. 53,000 from this delegate, 4,000 from this delegate, 2,400 from this delegate, 2,100, 9,997, 10,000 from this new delegate, and we're sitting at 18,962,000. Every time you stake with the Nerd Stake Pool, you are inadvertently supporting the Cardano videos that are produced from this channel to bring on new people into the Cardano ecosystem. That is one of the primary goals of this channel, to spread Cardano to the newcomers, to the people that don't know what an amazing project this is. Speaking of spreading the Cardano gospel, take a look at this, because today we got the much anticipated debut in Japan. If we come down here, now Japan is a highly regulated market, and they have a little screenshot here. They were listed on BitPoint, and in celebrationary tweet, Charles tweeted this: ADA launching in Japan in 10 minutes. I've waited a very long time for this day. Congratulations. Thanks to the community here. Monk sips morning tea. It's quiet. The chrysanthemum. I don't know. I'll have to Google that one. What is it, Charles? That is so... Really? You know, I just skimmed over this before I started shooting, but we're going to Google what the heck does chrysanthemums... Sometimes Mummington's chrysanths are flowering plants of the Okay, that is highly confusing. Anyway, it's listed in Japan, and that is a good news. Okay, Charles is over there talking about flowers. That's great. But the big news is that this is just exposing this to a wider market of people. Japan has one of the largest stock markets in one of the wealthiest countries on earth. It's only going to further the Cardano adoption. And if you remember, Cardano's ICO was actually back in 2016, if my memory serves me correctly, and it was for Japan, was where the initial seed rounds came from, which is quite interesting. So take a look at this. Chrysanthemums. You learn something every day. So take a look at this. Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM, is a blockchain-based software platform. It allows developers to create decentralized applications. Programmers value them for having no downtime and keeping all created objects safe from modifying, and you don't need extensive coding background to use the EVM, the Ethereum Virtual Machine. Well, the first Cardano Sidechain protocol running wrapped ADA to be deployed by DC Spark has just been announced. Okay. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, what does that mean? And we're going to get into that. So we got the Cardano Sidechain launched by DC Spark. And let me read this to you here. Melco Media will enable Cardano users to stay on the mainnet and execute smart contracts on the sidechain without having to switch wallets or even having to understand the technical details of the process. For Cardano, DC Spark's Melco Meta, it's a funny name, Melco Meta, will also bring what has already been mentioned in Cardano's roadmap, compatibility with the Ethereum virtual machine. So WADA wrapped ADA will be utilized as its base assets, and validators for Melco Meta will be picked from the present stake pool operators, little typo they have there. After similar sidechains are developed for Solana and other blockchains, those platforms will be enabled to interact seamlessly. Now, I know there's all these people saying that it's a ghost chain, that it's a stable coin, and you don't hear as many of them except for the real maxis, but every single day we grow and we're going to interact with other blockchains. And somebody actually brought this up to me the other day. They're going to wrap BTC, and there's a potential that they might be able to take wrapped BTC and stake it on ADA. So if you have wrapped BTC, you can then stake that in a Cardano stake pool potentially. Now, when that comes, things are going to fly off the handle. Every single day, we have more developments in this ecosystem. Really cool stuff the DC Spark team is doing to enable an interaction with the Ethereum virtual machine. In addition to that, if you take a look at this, Cardano Foundation partners with the AML CFT analytics vendor to ensure ADA compliance. Okay, so to look at this little tweet here, excited to share our collaboration with the Cardano Foundation. First analytics compliance solution live on Cardano blockchain. Beyond ADA, we can provide AML CFT to all assets minted on the Cardano chain. This is a great little snippet of news because the more that we are in line with compliance, the more it's going to allow adoption, the more institutions, exchanges are going to gain exposure to Cardano and the assets that live on the Cardano blockchain. Okay? And that's why people stake with Nerd. No, I'm kidding. It's going to allow more chains to have that compliance, giving it more legitimacy. Now, on a negative side of things, this infrastructure bill is really irking me. And it's sad because this could push a company like Nerd outside of the US. And I'm an American. I love the United States of America. I grew up here. I was born here. I bleed red, white, and blue. But if they're going to be anti-capitalism, anti-development, over-controlling, Nerd's leaving. Okay? Nerd can go somewhere else because this infrastructure bill right here is set for a vote by September 27th and with no changes to the crypto tax provisions. That is not a good thing. They need to slam that thing down, and I don't know if it's going to happen. I read somewhere that, they weren't going to enforce the stake pool operators to report the people who delegate because there's no way to have the information from the delegators. That's the whole idea of non-custodial, is that you hold your ADA in your own wallet and then you stake to a pool like Nerd. And the idea that Nerd is going to go around and collect information from all of these people who are non-custodial, as in that we do not hold their assets, they hold their assets themselves, is absolutely impossible. And it's a joke. And they need to stop that infrastructure bill and amend it for miners, stake pool operators, and developers. So that we will cover that in the upcoming future. But it's kind of sad to see the United States of America stifle development in this country. We got Nerd Stake Pool here. If you look at some of our recent returns, we have 4.5%, 5.7%, 5.8%, 5.5% on the next block. Come stake your ADA with Nerd and help spread the Cardano gospel. That way you know your Cardano is working for you. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this little cast, this little rant, and if I don't see you, I'll see you on the internet. I'm out.